Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this is a video that I haven't planned. Like, it's just kind of spur of the moment. I have a load of videos that I'm supposed to do. I have like I have one vlog that's in the middle of being done, and I need to read books for that. And I also have another video which is every book that I read last year Frank. I have that filmed with like 2 weeks and I haven't edited it. Well, I've half edited it and I just don't want to edit it. And so instead I'm filming this because I want to do something with my bookshelves, so might as well make a video. Also, I should probably be like filming my January wrap-up, but again, not doing that that way. So yeah, so we're doing this, and I was gonna just do it, and then I was like, I could actually make a video. So then it solves my problem of not being motivated to make a video. I just got in my head about like the ideal way I want my bookshelves to look, you know. And the problem with that is it is literally impossible for me to have my bookshelves my dream way, because I don't have that many books. I mean, I do have a lot of books, but I mean, like, as you can see, like the top 3 shelves there are all empty because I don't have any books to fill them yet. Like, let's be honest, one day I will, but like, I'm not in a rush to fill them because obviously I want to, once that shelf is full, that's kind of it. I don't have any more room. I don't have room for more bookshelves. I'm not in a rush to fill them, but also to start striving towards what I want my bookshelves to look like. So this is going to be like a bit of an unhaul, a bit of a just like reorganization. It's like a bit chatty. The way I currently have my shelves, the empty shelf that you're currently sitting on, which does not match any of the other shelves in my room because it's the shelf that I've had since I was a literal child, and it's just like a wooden one, whereas everything else, it's white. So I have my 2 billies, and so this one is obviously like not very full, and I only just got that. I actually don't think I showed you the video of me reorganizing after Christmas because I did film it, and I was going to include it in a vlog because it wasn't really long enough to make a whole video out of it. I don't think I ever posted that vlog because I basically was very messy. I have my musical programs, I have Taylor Swift and 5 Seconds of Summer CDs, I have my laptop and a load of Uno games, and I have my special editions. And then I have V.E. Schwab and V.E. Schwab. There's 2 shelves. You can all see them. We have my other shelf, and that is adult books. Beside you, we have my middle grade, which is basically just Rick Riordan books. And then we have YA. What does the ideal look like? This is a very chaotic video, I'm just realizing. So anyway, so I think I'm going to go back to the way I had it before Christmas, which is this shelf, only adult fantasy. I don't want it to be adult everything. Maybe adult sci-fi as well. I don't have that much sci-fi. It's basically just Murderbot and Winter Sword, but I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. So like, maybe I'll also keep the sci-fi there for now. But then again, no, we're going to keep the sci-fi there for now. So that's the goal, is that shelf is going to be like paperbacks of one day just adult fantasy, but for now we're also keeping the sci-fi. And then one day, I think ideally I would like, this will probably also one day eventually have adult fantasy paperbacks on it as well, but also I want it to be kind of a special edition shelf, so like kind of like half paperbacks, half special editions. And one day, like, I have this vision of like, so the Schwab, I think I'll actually like, I'll put along the top of the shelves when like the bookshelves fill up, which again, that's probably going to take years. Hopefully, I hope it takes years. I do not need to be buying that many books. The vision, guys, think of the vision. Those bookshelves are not secured to the wall because if you have a Bailey bookcase, you'll, on the bottom of it, they have room for if you have a skirting board. The problem with that is I do have skirting boards that are much larger than the little gap that they give, so that's not gonna work. So basically, to keep them more stable, I put all the heavy books like hardbacks at the bottom, and then I put paperbacks up higher. So like, so obviously I'm waiting until the shelf like fills up before I can move, because a lot of my special editions of V.E. Schwab are hardbacks, and so I do not want to be putting them on the top shelves unless like the rest of the bookshelf is full and heavy. That brings us back to this shelf over here, which, as I said, I am going to do a little bit of an unhaul, but also, like, am I actually going to unhaul these books anytime soon? No. I have a feeling that I'm going to have like 2 different stacks going, which one will be books that I'm unhauling, The other will be books that I will one day unhaul when I run out of room, but are pretty, so I'm keeping them for now. So yeah. But even the books that I am going to put in like the unhaul pile, there is a secondhand bookstore that I always bring my books to. But it's like over an hour if I'm going there. And I used to go to college very close, like within walking distance. But I've obviously graduated, so I don't go there anymore. So it usually means that like the books will like sit at the back of my shelves for like months and months and months until I actually unhaul them. And like even some of the books that I'm going to unhaul in this video are books that were in my last unhaul, because the bookshop wouldn't take them when I actually went to unhaul them, because like sometimes if they have a load of copies of a certain book, they won't get rid of them. But also I have actually unhauled a couple of books that I haven't actually spoken about, which I usually don't do. But I think there's only 3. I could be wrong. So it was the paperback of Chain of Gold and Chain of Iron, and I gave them to my cousin. And also the paperback of The Priory of Orange Tree, which I also gave to my cousin because she actually really likes that book and I don't. And so I sent her a picture of all of the things I was unhauling. I was like, do you want any of these before I actually get rid of them? And so she took those 3. Step number 1, I think, is I'm on a TBR shelf. And so the shelf that I currently have you sitting on is just a little wooden shelf that, as I said, I've literally had forever. And I'm going to put all of my books that I on my physical TBR onto this shelf. I can only use the bottom 2 shelves because it's right in front of the window. So if I put it any on the top, the pages turn yellow real quick. I'll show you an example. So let me see. Okay, so here's an example. These are the Bone Witch trilogy by Range Pecco. This is, I think, the second book. See that page gradient? So yes, so the first shelf is no longer an option. I'll leave the special editions where they are though, because this is also a very small shelf, so I actually don't even think they would actually, like, they wouldn't fit standing up anyway. I would have to put them on their sides. And I kind of don't want to do that. So let's go find that. Okay, so as I mentioned, this is like YA middle grade. There's only 3 books that I need to get off here. So Kingsbane and Lightbringer, which I think also have some page yellowing. Yeah, they do. And then also Fireborn, which is on my February TBR. So it hopefully won't be there for long. So that's 3. Then, as I mentioned, so like I haven't read, this is Into the Forest. That's The Principle of the Moments. The Principle of the Moments, yeah. And then I literally just got this one today, Voyage of the Damned. So those 3 I haven't read. Again, I'm hoping to read them, I think, in February. I have obviously read all of the Beauty Schwab. So move on to here. I think everything from the top shelf I've read. Yes. So Art of Prophecy I have not read. Saint's Blood and Tyrant's Throne. Then Malice by John Gwynne. Shaman's Crossing by Robin Hobb. Fool's Quest and Assassin's Fate by Robin Hobb. The Kingdom of the Gods by N.K. Jemisin. Tiger Greenbone Saga. Also Grace of Kings and the Lies of Lochlamora. Promise of Blood, I'm technically 60 pages into. Juniper and Thorn. Mime Order and The Bone Shard Daughter. And then Theft of Swords, Rage of Dragons. The Copper Promise. Oh Jesus, this is gonna really make the shelves smaller. And I think that's it. I really didn't even try to be neat as I pulled those off the shelf, did I? Oh, okay. So I'm probably going to just keep them as they are, which is in alphabetical order, because like they're nearly all adult fantasy, except for like these, which are YA fantasies. These are the ones I suppose that I'll actually like care about where I'm putting because of the height of them. Like, I'm not sure. Yeah, they're not going to fit on that one, but they will fit on the bottom one. So they're going to have to go on the bottom. But everything else is a smaller paperback because they're the like standard UK paperback, where these are a bit weirder in size. So yeah, but I'll put those 3 there, and then I'll push all of the adult fantasy in alphabetical order. Okay, so here is the new TBR shelf. Okay, so then step number 2, I will say I do have like a small bit of stuff that I want to do on this shelf, but most of it is staying as it is. But it's mostly like moving. I want to move my limited editions of Unhaul devices over there with the special editions, and also my Percy Jackson book. But I'm gonna leave that till the end when I'm taking stuff off of this shelf. So next step I think is going to be going through this shelf and taking off my contemporaries, my nonfiction. Horror now. What do I feel about horror? Because like a lot, I mean, I only really have like 3 horrors. And all of them I feel lean sci-fi fantasy. So I should also probably leave them. And I'm over here, I suppose I'll do Unhaul because I think there's only like 3 books that I'll be getting rid of off these shelves. So let's do this. Again, everything's staying here for now. So Unhaul and different genres. So obviously Frederick Bachman, he is staying, but he's getting moved. These are getting moved, but they're staying. Neil Gaiman is the first that I come across that I'm like, do I want to keep these? Because I feel like I want to love Neil Gaiman, but I haven't loved any of his books yet. I really love the Stardust movie though. So yeah, I'm gonna keep them for now, but they're on there nice. John Green. Okay, again, as I said, like this is sci-fi horror, so I think it can stay over here. This is sci-fi contemporary. I feel like it moves more contemporary though, because like the themes of it, but like it does have alien robot kind of things. So I think it's staying on this shelf. And then again, these I feel like are fantasy horrors, so they're fine. Robin Hobb, obviously she's staying. Janet Islington, also staying. N.K. Jemisin, also staying. Poppy War, also staying. I can definitely see myself getting rid of it one day, but that day is not anytime too soon. Like when I run out of space, I'll probably get rid of them. But I gave them all 4 stars, but like I'm probably not gonna reread them, but I have the space, so they're staying. Rune of Kings, I love them. They're staying, obviously. Witch's Orbit, they're staying, obviously. These are going to the other shelf. Gods of Jin Shadow. Maybe I'll get rid of that. No, I think I'm still keeping it. Good Omens. I want to get rid of that. I like the TV show. I don't really like the book that much. I think I gave it 4 stars, but that was kind of a lie. I don't actually think I liked it that much. All of these are staying. They're all sci-fi. Witch King. I do have the limited edition of Witch King, and I don't think I need to. So I might try and give this to my cousin, because I really want someone to love it like I do. So I might give this away. But also I might as well just keep it for now. I'll keep it on the shelf for now though. These obviously aren't fantasy. And I think see, these were both presents. So this was from Cassidy. And then this one was from Lizzie. So like I don't want to get rid of them because they were gifts, but also like I didn't really like them that much. I mean, I gave them both 3 stars. I did actually like them, I just didn't love them. So I don't know. Okay, so now updated version. So I now have my laptop shelf there, but I have a whole extra shelf to fill. And then we also have a load of gaps as well. So we have bookmarks, then down we go. As I said, we do have some gaps here and there, which obviously like as I empty stuff off my TBR, they will be going back on this shelf. So it's good to have gaps because it's gonna get filled up again. So this is the last shelf to tackle, and I always find it very hard to deal with the shelf because I feel like it's very hard to arrange books to fit nicely into this. So that's fun. But as you can see, I have stuff double stacked, but all the stuff in the back is either like nostalgic faves from like books from my childhood, dictionaries, random stuff like that. So like we have Twilight, we have like John Green, we have Roald Dahl, all of those stuff. So ignore them. They're not going anywhere. So we'll start at the bottom and work our way up. We can take the Taskmaster board game, and I think I'm going to put that on the top shelf, which is unable to be used because of sun damage, because I think that's a good idea. Then Sadie is staying. These were actually unhauled in my last one, but I just wanted to fill space. Then these are staying. I think it is time for me to part with the Lunar Chronicles, and then these are also staying. So let's take ye off. Back here is the books that are already on the unhaul pile. I'm pretty sure these were all in my last Unhaul video, but take a quick nosy in case you were curious. And so I'm going to put adult stuff down here. So kind of work my way down with the age range, because obviously like middle grade is up here. Then we get into YA fantasy, then we get into like YA contemporary. And so then obviously, as I said, a couple of this stuff will be moving up. So we'll go down and then it'll be like adult stuff. So I'm going to take all of these off the shelves, but we'll put them into two separate piles. So like keep and unhaul. Okay, so I was able to actually fit all of my adult books onto the one cube. So we have adult contemporary, adult romance, non-fiction, and historical fiction, general fiction, who knows. So I want my shelves to be, this is my taste. And like, obviously my taste isn't a lot of these, but like the ones that they are, I do really love, you know? Though I suppose these don't really fit in there because I don't love these books, but I don't know why I have some sort of emotional attachment to both of them, because I didn't even consider unhauling them, despite the fact neither of them are favorite books. I put my YA contemporary / historical fiction down here. So we have YA contemporary, historical fiction, adult contemporary romance, nonfiction, historical fiction, because I feel like that makes sense. And so then up here we'll push sci-fi. So then that's our YA sci-fi, and because I still have room, I'll also put my YA horror in there as well. And I still have room, so I'll also put Sadie, which is my one YA thriller, mystery thriller. I don't know what genre it is really. So now we're into the fantasy. So a lot of these books are books that I kind of want to unhaul. The YA fantasy, not just these books in particular. Well, no, some of these in particular. But again, I like don't want my shelves to be completely bare actually, so we're keeping them for now. These I can definitely foresee going one day, but I said when I read Grey Warren last year, because it was one of the most conflicting books I've like ever read ever, I said that I wanted to reread the entire Raven cycle and the entire Dreamers trilogy before I thought about getting rid of these. Like, I'm never getting rid of the Raven cycle because it is such like an important series to me. I can definitely see them going if I don't like them anymore the second time around. Because this was a 4, this was a 2, this was a 3. So I want to see if the second time around with different expectations, I like them more. Remember earlier when I talked about there's a load of books that like should be in the unhaul pile, but won't because they're too pretty? Yeah. Moving on. Like this one, like I'm not even buying the second book in this series. I'm not even continuing this series, but am I getting rid of this? No. These are the American covers of this, because I read them before they had a UK publisher. And I will say I did give these 4 stars, and I gave this a 4 stars. So like, it's not as though like having it on my shelf, it's like, oh, you're keeping a book that you hated, because I didn't. I liked all of those books. It's just like, they're not books that I'm ever going to reread, and I am purely keeping them because they're pretty on my shelves. But as I said, one day when my shelves are like completely full and I have to like be really ruthless, then they'll go. But that day is not today. So we'll move Fury Born down, and Fury Born is sticking around until I eventually read the rest of the series. Again, these are books that are like, I'm keeping these. Like one day I'll probably unhaul them, but they're so pretty. I think they're so beautiful. Okay, so they're also staying. Now onto some YA, which again, like the Raven cycle, I'm never getting rid of. I mean, the Luminaries depends on how the third book goes. The Witchland series, no, they're never going. We're going to get a little more ruthless up here because I don't really think these are that pretty, so I can get rid of all 4 of these. So the Bone Witch series, which I gave a 4, a 3, a 3, and Wicked As You Wish, which I gave a 3. But I will be holding on to these because I'm going to be doing a ranking every Rin Chipeco book, and obviously I want to keep these around until then at least. So basically, as I said, I'm going to move these over to my special edition shelves, and I will also do it for these as well because I suppose they are technically special dust jackets. So I have a lot of Cassandra Clare books hidden as well. So for now, I'm probably going to like, I'm never getting rid of probably any of Cassandra Clare's books, if we're being 100% honest, because again, emotional attachment. But like, as you can see, I very clearly hide some because I don't want my entire shelf to be taken up by Cassandra Clare. But because of the fact, like, since I already have an empty cube and like I'll be taking this stuff off, I'm gonna have a lot more room, and so like I don't want a load of empty space, so I will just fill it up with Cassandra Clare. But some of those books will probably go into hiding eventually again. Okay. So alphabetical order kind of went out of the window because I put Holly Black before Leave Where Do You Go because I didn't want the height difference. Also, I still have the sticker on this from all those years ago. €14. Wouldn't get it for that price nowadays. I also don't like this series. Like, I really liked The Wicked King, but the other two I did not like at all. But they're signed to me, so I'm never getting rid of them. And again, just because of the memories. Like, one day, again, once this shelf is full, will I hide them behind? Yes. But that day is not today. So, as I said, this is all staying. I do need to buy the Magnus Chase series. Then we go into Holly Black, which again, I'm purely keeping for nostalgia reasons. Leigh Bardugo, I've gotten rid of all of her other books, but these two will, again, always stay because of nostalgia. Then we have my battered copies of the Infernal Devices and my battered copies of the Immortal Instruments. Like, as you can see, from this angle shows it better, they don't even stand properly straight because I've bent them so much. We now have all of Cassandra Clare's books displayed, which I'm not sure is how I want my reading to be displayed, but it's fine. And then into Ridge Pecco, Susan Dennard, Hasta Faisal, Furyborn, Elizabeth Lim, Maggie Stiefvater, into our thriller, horror, sci-fi, contemporaries, adult stuff. So yes, so that is the shelf. And this is, so, final project. Though, I will say, like, final product with these is, like, very loose because I constantly switch these around because, like, so right now I have the Starling House, Voyage of the Damned, and Small Miracles facing outwards, but, like, I will change those because I always do. Every week or so, I usually just, like, switch out which one's facing outwards. So, this, obviously, because it's, like, the newest one, Starling House, it's been, like, a couple of months, I think, since I had it facing outwards. And Small Miracles, I literally got, like, yesterday, so on it to be displayed. So, yeah. So I kind of, the way I decided to do it was by height. These are all really big hardbacks, although this is literally just the dust jacket, but I wanted to fill up the space. So these are all like the same height. And then these ones are slightly smaller. Obviously they're all different heights, as you can see. This is the smallest, then kind of just go up very slightly. So, and this is like the biggest of them all, and it's like slightly smaller than these. Let me just grab Darling House to show you. Like, as you can see, it's like very slightly taller than it. So I just decided all of the ones that were a little shorter, I would put up a little higher. Like, one step closer to having my dream shelf. Obviously, it's still a long way off. There's a lot more books to buy before then. But I'm in no rush for that to happen because, like, what happens when I fill up these shelves? I guess I'll, like, have to move out. And I'm not in a rush to do that. So this is all the space I have. So I'm going to take my time, fill it up with the books that I truly love, that truly show off my tastes, or that are really, really pretty. Those are the two options. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.